So yeah,
tattooing babies is legal, I think.
Is it?
No, fuck no.
There's no way you can tattoo a baby.
I don't know, man. I don't have any babies and I don't have any tattoos.
What?
Grown-up human comic people! Grown-up human comic people!
All right. Cool. Here we go. We're all present and accounted for.
Ching.
Here, Clinky. Do this like the shit. All right.
Playing the part of Jared today is Chris.
Yeah. That sounded almost musical.
Yeah, it did.
Choir of the Bells.
So some of us are using them nice glasses. You know,
That was
they
prolific.
make that noise. All right, here we are. This is episode 10 of Grown-Up Human Comic People. Welcome to the show. We're glad you're back and have joined us. Thank you for listening. Let's just start off and introduce the players. So, to my left, as per tradition, we have Chris.
Hello.
I got Becky.
Oh, boy.
We got J-Man.
What's up?
The Big Dick B.
I'm ready.
We got Daniel.
Still at your mom's house.
And I'm Jared, and we are Grown-Up Human Comic People. You can find us at grownuphumans.com. Our website's badass. Thanks to Andy McDonald, our web dude, our good friend. He did a great job on the website. We're on Libsyn. You can just go on the website, go to grownuphumans.com. You can listen right there. You can download the episodes if you want to. Whatever we're all access. We're also on the Epicast Network. Go to epicastnetwork.com. Check us out. Check out the other podcasts on there. They got some great stuff. You can find us on iTunes, YouTube, and Facebook at Grown Up Human Comic People, and Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Grown Up Humans. We have all sorts of things for you to consume. So come at us, bro. So let's start off with let's get right into it. We've got we'll go fuck them. I know we Dan seems like he's got to fuck him. I know Becky has to fuck him. Dan tells me he has to fuck him.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I'll let Dan go first.
Dan?
No. I'll save mine.
No. All right.
Okay.
What's up?
All right, Beck.
I'm wanting to marinate.
So, you guys know, as you are all Pittsburghers, that the great Highmark Pittsburgh UPMC divorce happened a few years ago, where most of the people in Pittsburgh who are insured by Highmark can't go to hospitals in their own fucking backyard anymore.
Right. Ridiculous.
There were concessions made. And a lot of the I don't even want to say loopholes, but the agreement was made that even if you had Highmark, children can still go to Children's Hospital, as they fucking should be able to.
Obviously.
Cancer patients were allowed to go to Hillman, as they should be fucking able to. Tell me why women aren't allowed to go to McGee. They're not. I thought that should have been included, but they weren't. And burn victims were allowed to go to Mercy.
Right.
Okay. I go to one of the satellite cancer centers in Monroeville, the cancer center of UPMC, which used to bill out of Hillman, as it should be. I went there a few weeks not last week, to get a transfusion, and was told by the office manager, I was billed $600. Curious. And then the last time I went, the office manager, whose name is also Becky, said, I would cancel. I would reschedule just to be nice. And I said, why? To be sneaky motherfuckers, UPMC started billing their satellite cancer centers out of McGee, a hospital that Highmark patients, such as myself, are not allowed to go to. Therefore, their satellite cancer centers are now out of network in the middle of end of the year. So now I can't see my own oncologist.
Wow. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, so here's my fucking... Fuck you, UPMC, you sneaky little shits. I'm tired of your sneaky little motherfucking bastards. And that was really, really, really sneaky and snaky, and I'm really, really pissed off.
Oh, I've always had a problem with UPMC because I've gone to the Monroeville UPMC, and they haven't
East?
done... Yeah. Oh. And they charged... They tried to charge me like $3,000 or $4,000 for keeping me there for 5 hours and then prescribing me ibuprofen. So UPMC, you can fucking suck a dick.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it like a present way that everybody likes. Like, suck a big, gross, homeless person's dick.
Yeah, and you can't derive any pleasure out of it. That's
Yeah,
No.
no.
Like a disease, like the person whose dick is being sucked like, is asleep or
No,
on
like
drugs
that
or something.
dude
They don't
who
even
has,
like it.
HPV really bad. That fucking tree person.
Yeah,
You know? I was
yeah.
just talking about him recently. You have to suck his dick.
Yeah.
He hasn't showered in months. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, you just suck that dick. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
barely a dick.
It's dick fat. It's like when you
In
get a double chin.
In fairness,
Yeah.
like, imagine it's so crazy to think about. So Becky is saying she got charged $600 for a blood transfusion, right?
Right.
But like, imagine. So like, you're sitting around and you're like, man, like, what would it cost to like maybe get all my blood taken out and then like different blood or clean blood put back in? Like, I guess about $600.
Wait, do you want to hear the worst part? I haven't even told you the worst part. So I called and asked, because I have a very rare type of blood disorder.
Yeah.
And there's very few specialists. And I said, okay. They're like, we can happily recommend an in-network provider for you. And I'm like, okay, fine. Well, the nearest one's at the Cleveland Clinic. So you're fucking telling me that there are many oncologists, hemonc, they're called hematology oncologist specialists, in Pittsburgh. And I can't see them because UPMC has decided to bill them out of McGee instead of Hillman. I can't even go to Washington. Washington has started billing out of McGee. I can't go to like places that are out of county. I have to go to Cleveland. This is fucking ridiculous, and I'm really pissed off.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Cleveland Clinic.
Mark my words. This shit happens now. It will not continue to happen. This is an untenable situation, and like someday in the hopefully near future, people are going to stand up and say, you know what? Yeah, fuck this. Like this is not acceptable. Like healthcare providers being able to do shit like this is just not fucking acceptable. I'm not sure if it's going to result in, I don't know, maybe I'm not sure what it'll result in, but like something's gonna happen and some big shit is gonna go down, and there's gonna be fallout, and the healthcare providers are not going to like it.
Do you realize? I mean, UPMC is one of the most expensive providers in the country.
Yeah,
I've gone to Massachusetts General, which right under the Mayo Clinic is second in the world.
Right.
Mayo Clinic, seriously, Massachusetts General, and they laughed because I'm covered 100% at Massachusetts General, Harvard doctors,
Right.
But I can't go to UPMC without paying an arm and a leg.
they're fuck them.
We've made national news for this for UPMC's greed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can't deal with it.
I just imagine them just listening to this right now and like just kind of laughing. And
Yeah,
then
Jeffrey Romoff's listening.
eating a live puppy.
Yeah.
Just ripping into
Oh
his
yeah,
with
they
their
definitely
teeth.
all wear hooded robes all the time. Like all the top brass, they definitely do that.
Have you ever seen Todd in the Book of Pure Evil? They are those guys.
Yeah, they're the
They're the guys.
yeah they're the fucking inner circle. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's their benefits manual. Is the
is the book. Get me the book, Atticus.
Atticus. Jeffrey Romoff is Atticus. He's the guidance counselor who punches out pregnant women.
By the way, if you haven't watched Todd in the Book of Pure
Oh,
Evil,
yeah, you
watch
gotta
that
watch it.
shit, man. God damn,
Best
that's
Canadian
so great.
show ever.
I've only seen like 2 episodes. I gotta watch more.
Oh.
So
That's the
funny.
one episode.
Amazing.
Worth it.
So funny.
So yeah, fuck you, UPMC. I
Yeah.
can't see my own doctor.
Seconded.
Thirded.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. All right, on to Dan.
Daniel,
No, I'm good. That's enough fucking. Yeah, for me.
you sound real jazzed up there for a second.
Yeah, I was, but I don't know. Got worked up about that, and I'm good.
Oh, wait, can
Now you
just tell me
realize
what it was?
now you realize crabs aren't such a big deal after all.
Yeah, I was like, this situation will rectify itself with enough time and enough shaving. They'll have enough shampoo to anymore.
The right shampoos.
Yeah, the right shampoos. No, I was just gonna go on a long rant. It was less of a direct fuck 'em and more of a like an overarching fuck 'em to people who are alive.
What?
Yeah. Just having a problem with people who are alive, who are like
way more specific.
inherently annoying.
You're talking about everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
people
much talking about
alive.
everyone. There's
Everyone.
like a very narrow. There's a small window of people that don't fucking annoy me, and it's even the people I keep close to me, they have to fit through that window just by default. Because out of like whatever, like they're related to me, or there's enough time has passed since like we had first met and we stayed close, so they squeeze through that window too. But majority of people, they annoy me, and they're not bright. And the realization that I used to have this very romantic idea or a hope that like everybody is pretty good, and most people. It's not that they're dumb or that they're assholes. It's that there's a bunch of stuff inside of them that's unrealized as of yet, and they have the potential. Nope. In my 30s, I realized everybody's an idiot for the most part. And
pretty true.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, most people are morons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that. I mean, I can only just knee jerk believe that. Because our population has increased by, 7 times in the last 100 years.
Yes.
Like the world population. So, we're making a lot of fucking idiots.
Yeah. Everyone's not Einstein.
They're called in the way people.
Right. Yeah. Bill.
They
Yeah,
are.
Bill Burr did. Yeah.
They
what's
just make
even
traffic and
long lines.
Yep.
And what's
things
even
like
worse
that.
is that the lower, it's true, the lower the IQ, the more likely they are to reproduce and have more children. And the higher the IQ or the more intelligent the people are, the less likely they are to have children.
Right. And the lower the IQ, the more susceptible they are to marketing.
Breeding.
And then the marketing drives them out into the public, which then forces the people who are impervious to these marketing attempts to interact with the people who do succumb to them. And then what you have is, morons driven by what they perceive as passion, and everyone else perceives as idiocy.
It's just being in the way.
Yep, just being in the way.
Yep.
Okay, so you are talking about the election then. I know that's exactly what we're talking about here.
I was
Yep.
going to say we were talking about football on Sundays.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew you.
The only good thing football's ever done is made Trader Joe's dead on Sundays. That's the only good thing football's ever done.
Really? Trader Joe's.
Just throwing advertisements at dumb people who were like, you know what? I am thirsty for a Miller Lite. Absolutely. That sounds good right now. Yeah, and I should buy that car I just saw.
And those stupid people, rise up in the ranks and manage UPMC.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
Come
So-
full circle.
Anyway, so that's just about it. For me.
Oh man.
Humanity.
Good.
Fuck them.
Don't be a lemming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11.
The 6,999,995,099,900 of you out there. Fuck you.
The exception of the people in this room and people listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
All, the
And
12
Patrick
of you,
Olin.
you're good.
If you're listening in the car, look to your right and to your left if you're at a stoplight or something, or even if you're just driving,
Just give him the finger.
and just flick off that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, look to the right and to the left, and then ask yourself why you're not eliminating them from the planet
Probably,
via smashing them to death with.
most likely homicide laws.
We're going to send somebody on a spree.
Yeah, really.
We
JK, guys,
did this
JK.
last episode.
Yeah.
We've been sending people on
We can
sprees.
sue. We can get a C&D
Just
for
kidding,
that,
guys.
man.
Everybody's got a little gem inside of them. It's just a little diamond.
I see the
And,
police officer like, what was he listening to? Like, again?
Hey, Beavis
Again.
and Butthead got cleared of those fires.
Third
We
place
can
today.
too.
Oh yeah.
That's how villains are created.
Let's go on.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So fuck those. Fuck basically everybody,
But especially UPMC.
especially UPMC. Yeah, you're not helping. Get with the. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem, assholes. So I guess we can go to the books. We're right into the books.
right into Moonshine.
Right into Moonshine here.
Talk about it.
Oh, Moonshine's
Who
awesome.
wants to take the reins?
Moonshine. Wait.
Share
Someone
the
took my
load.
Moonshine.
Read the book.
I'll talk about Moonshine.
Well, the three of us did ones last time. I mean,
yeah,
we all
yeah.
read it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want someone
Becky,
else. I can take it, but I was hoping.
I can do it. Here, give it to me. All right. So, Moonshine by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo. This book is, to sum it up real fast, it starts off with some FBI guys who were kind of stomping through the woods at night. It's I think the 30s? It's 30s, right?
It's Prohibition.
No, it's Prohibition, so it's the
30s.
20s.
20,
20s is Prohibition.
Was it?
20s because they ended
Yeah.
Prohibition in
is it 30?
1931 because it was the Great Depression superseded
Okay,
alcohol.
so this is the 20s.
Yeah.
So
It's 29. It says the date in there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so it's
well.
right before it ended.
Okay, 1929. So some 1929 FBI guys jump into the woods. They are looking for the hideout of this guy named Holt. This is Holt's setup. And then they are all murdered by what looks like a wolf at the beginning of the book. And then it's cuts to sort of a slick-looking gangster kind of guy who is tasked by his gangster boss to go make a deal to get this excellent liquor that they've discovered from West Virginia from this guy named Holt.
Could it be Moonshine?
Yeah, I think it was Moonshine. So this guy goes to
Is it
West
Louisiana?
Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia?
Yeah, what? Right? Is it West Virginia? It's West
Okay,
Virginia.
sorry. Yeah, you're
It is in West Virginia. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
thinking of the wrong book.
So right, that's the other. That's
I'm
the other
sorry.
part.
I apologize.
To be fair, that they both do take place in
Yeah.
rural
Okay.
city places. So this guy is sent to West Virginia to hook up with this guy Holt and make a deal to get his booze, because it's apparently the best booze anyone's ever tasted, to ship it and sell it illegally in New Jersey, New York, New Jersey,
New York.
New York.
It's in New York. Okay. So this guy gets there. Everyone in the town acts a little bit weird.
Well, they're West Virginia.
Yeah, it's West Virginia.
I don't know
in
what
the
they're
20s.
expecting.
I can only imagine what that was like.
Yeah,
Holy
really.
shit. And he meets this guy on his porch. He says, I want to see Hiram Holt. And this guy's like, well, tell me why you're here, and then I'll go tell him. And I guess he lays out this whole plan. And Holt apparently is this guy.
Shocker.
Yeah, and then out of the woods stumbles this person. Yeah, it's a man, but he's I don't know. He looks very I don't even know. He looks almost like a zombie, but he can talk. And then a woman he met earlier at a diner is also there. She brings this person back to wherever, and then it's them talking about the deal that they're trying to make. And then they bring the mob guy to where the FBI guy, the remains of the FBI guys are, because they're about to clean this scene up. And he's like, holy shit, I don't know what I just got into. And then he is on his way back to New York, and his tire blows out, and he meets a group of, is it all black people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sees a fire in the woods. He goes to and meets like a group of black people, and we're not really sure what they're doing. They're dancing around a fire, and it's
That's a weird
kinda
ending.
cool. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happening yet, but I don't know, thoughts for people who have read it.
It felt like a regular kind of the Untouchables? Or,
Yeah.
like kind of Untouchables, moonshiner, gangster,
Boardwalk Empire?
fucking whatever. It was fine, but
Yeah.
it wasn't something that was like draw me back in for
Yeah.
another
There's
issue.
there's a lot of like gangstery, just dialogue.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten that there was even a werewolf in it until Jared was like, "Oh, there's a werewolf." I was like,
Yeah.
"Really?" And I look back through it, and I'm like, "Yeah, there was a werewolf in like one panel."
Yeah.
Right.
Of this book.
That's the thing. At the beginning, like, there's so much stuff afterwards. After that, like the little intro, there is definitely a werewolf in the beginning,
Yeah.
or a
Right.
wolf at least.
So yeah.
And then you totally forget about it by the end of the book, and you're like, okay. Like by the end of the book, you're like, well, that was fine. I think that maybe in the next issue they'll kind of tie together the whole this being a werewolf situation. So it could be cool. Like
I was
20s werewolves in the woods. That could be.
about the 20s.
Yeah.
By
It's an
the way,
interesting
so
time.
Prohibition was 1920 to 1933.
Okay.
They took it back because people were literally too depressed not to have alcohol.
Right. And also, like, they just were doing it anyway.
Yeah. It's funny. I had kind of zero interest in this book, and I love the 20s. I just didn't. Like Dan said, it's been done before, The only thing that kind of interested me was the end. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I
There's
don't know
black
what's-
people in West
yeah.
Virginia
Yeah. Dancing around a fire.
that don't go to WVU.
You're right.
Sure. So, I mean, again, this is another one of those things. Like, good job, man. I kind of want to see where it's going.
I do too. I'm still interested.
We got to do like a second issues episode.
Yeah,
like,
we can. Well, next episode, we can. Once some of the second issues are, we can go back and.
The only reason I
Check
say that
in.
is because we all say, "Hey, will you continue reading?" And we're like, "Oh, I want to see where it goes." I would like to see how many of us say, "Okay, we said that we want to continue reading. Are we going to continue reading all the way through, even if it's only 6 issues?" Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't speak for everybody because I know some of not everybody does continue. I usually do continue reading.
If I say I do, I do.
Yeah, most of the things that we've talked about throughout the whole podcast, like I've tried to at least go 2 or 3 issues at least, and see what goes on. So yeah, we should kind of harken back and see how stuff is turning out. There's a couple things that even we've recently talked about that I'd like to go and be like, oh yeah, by the way, that was fucking awesome. You guys need to continue reading it.
There's a few that I'd like to.
Yeah.
And then there's a few I'd like to say that, guess what? That continued to suck.
Yeah. But I don't think there's a whole lot to. I mean, there's a whole lot to say about this one. It's not like super deep or.
Yeah, I had no opinions on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think the most spot on thing is that I even just glanced over the werewolf. I didn't even think there was anything supernatural going on with it. And then I
Right.
got to the end and I said, all right, well.
It's over now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to think that there is necessarily something supernatural. You know?
Right,
Like,
right.
it's just something that could possibly make it a bit
other than-
cooler or exceptional.
Well, do you know what it reminded me of? I know you're going to get this. The scariest ever episode of The X-Files called
Oh my God.
Home. Home. Yeah,
Yeah,
Home.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I bet you it's that guy. That the murdering guy. They're all interbred.
Yeah.
It is West Virginia.
Yeah.
It gave me that feeling.
Yeah, that's a great episode of that show.
Yeah. It's a great episode. Freaky episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Gave me
kind of I
nightmares.
wish that they would have done a little bit more with the art is cool, but I wish they would have done more to make it feel because that episode of the X-Files when they go into like the house and stuff, it just feels like a place you would never want to step foot in.
Yes.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
practically smell it.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Right. It's horrifying.
I mean,
it's just so gross.
It's not just the sound; it's the lack of color. It's
Yeah.
everything. They did an amazing job with that episode.
Yeah.
So much that it was the only episode I bet you guys know that couldn't air before 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah,
because of the
That's when they-
subject matter.
the censors gave it such a harsh,
Yeah.
you know, and that was like that was like pre TV 14.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
TV 7.
Did they put a parental advisory?
They
thing?
did,
Yeah,
but they also
thought so.
they moved the time up. Probably put reruns of Married with Children before it, but no, I got this feeling from that. But I think you're absolutely right. But you don't get that feeling with this comic.
Right.
The art's good, not great. It's
Yeah.
not bad by any means. It's just you don't get a feeling. I guess kind of at the end when they're dancing, it's a little bit like you get the fire and
That's kind of cool. Yeah,
the
yeah. There's
warmer-
that little atmospheric bit
and
of
that's
at the end.
only part of the comic that interests me.
Yeah.
Because I want to know where they're going with that.
I mean, I want to know who the werewolf is. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not overly
I
enthused.
I think that I expected to like it more, and maybe it's because I did kind of breeze through it because we were doing the other books, and so I guess if you do try it out, it's probably best to take your time with it a little bit to see if there is any layer of quality to glean from it. I kind of like the simplicity of the art because in particular, I think that I always comment on the lighting, how it looks very cinematic sometimes, and in this case, they kind of play with the shadows. When the one guy's in the car, his face is uplit, sort of like he's getting out of the car, and I like because Twin Peaks did this once, where his headlights are blasting forward, but we're looking at it from behind the car, so the car is in silhouette,
Right.
and the woods behind, from our point of view, from behind the car, are lit up. It's a cool look, and it's kind of washed out. It kind of looks like latter days of summer sort of thing, and I like the aesthetic of the time period and everything. But so I think that I was more excited when I started it than by the time I got to the end of it. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see.
The daytime segments because they're all mostly orangey.
Yeah.
Orangish. It's almost like a shot at the magic hour, like the
Yeah.
dusk, pre-dusk, that whatever. It's called the magic hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is you're right. That is kind of cool. But I don't know. So let's go around the table. Yes or no? Will you read more Koreas?
No, I would not.
Becky?
Only because of the last few pages, yes.
Okay. Jared?
No.
Greg?
If someone tells me that it gets better, I'd be interested, but unless that happens, no.
I agree with that. If somebody was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this actually blows up," I'd be like, "Oh, all right, yeah."
Yeah.
Okay, I would give it a go ahead again.
Dan?
Yep, I agree entirely. No, unless I hear that I need to read it.
All right. So someone has to take one for the team and read the next one.
Yeah.
All right. I
Or
guess I'll
not.
read the next one.
You were going to do that anyway.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So next up, we have another thing that takes place in the woods. We got Cannibal.
Yep.
This is who? Anybody?
I'm
Somebody
real
else?
jazzed about this one, Greg.
Yeah,
Greg?
let Greg do it.
Go ahead.
That is
Go
kind
ahead,
of
take it, Greg.
All right, so this...
Here you go.
Yeah, this one is also southern. I can't remember if in the intro it's...
It's
peeling it
Bayou.
up
These
right
are
now.
these are both image books, right?
Is it Bayou?
Is this image as well?
Someone has mine.
Cannibal?
So Moonshine is
Where's
Image.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
I don't know if Cannibal is.
No, I'm sorry. What Cannibal? Yeah, it's image.
Cannibal's
yeah,
image.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're both
so
image.
looking at it
okay.
right now, this is... okay, Cannibal. Image, this is...
Yeah, let's flip to the inside.
yeah, inside cover. So we're looking at story by Jay Young and Brian
Bucoletto?
Bucoletto?
I think it's Bucoletto.
Okay. Or Buccellato. Art by...
Double C is a hard C sound,
Let
right?
me see it.
Buccellato? Okay. Buccellato.
Bucolato.
Yeah.
Buccellato.
Yeah.
Art, Matthias Bergara. Letters, Tony Pateri. Man, they're throwing me some curveballs with the names. Anyway,
Bunch of Italians doing this book.
yeah.
One day there's going to be a checkbook, and I'm going to be like right in my wheelhouse.
You-
I'm gonna
you
pronounce
can-
all the names.
You can present that one.
I,
We'll hold your place for that one to
Thanks.
present. Yeah.
it's never going to happen. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, it looks like it's not as much of a period piece. I mean, this is 1994. It looks like. I mean, they say it in the intro on the before the first page, but yeah, it looks like Louisiana-esque.
Yeah, it's very Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, and it looks like. I gotta admit, there are so many zombie things out there that it didn't even occur to me whenever I first read Cannibal that it's not exactly the same thing. Like I said, I just kind of picked it up and started reading. But basically, virus creates not zombies, but people who are. Here's a spin on a pretty current, often done theme. Rather than creating zombies, it creates people who are totally free thinking and everything, but they crave human flesh and can still think and feel and understand what it is that they're doing against their better judgment. So, yeah, investigative stuff. There's lots of gore. I think it's like page 2 or 3. Well, 4, I guess, that you see the first person get their face eaten. And
But he's apologetic about it.
yeah, he is.
He's not. He doesn't feel good about it.
Yeah, no, he's yeah, and yet like just before that, you see the guy's in mental turmoil about it. So I don't know. Yeah, it goes on from there. I guess people are looking into it. Cops, whatever. Oh, actually, it's not even cops. There's like a vigilante force that comes out. Not a whole lot happens. I mean, that's basically the first. That's the main piece of action in this first issue, and then the rest of it's like
Them going out to hunt him.
Yeah, and will that create other victims who get caught in their crosshairs? You don't know.
Well, and there's sort of a side story that becomes the main story at the end, where it's like there's a woman coming out of a strip joint.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
right.
she is seemingly a guy comes up behind her, puts a bag over her head and a knife to her throat, and says, "Don't say a fucking word, I'll slit your throat." And then he throws her in the back of his truck, and then
Aren't they rape playing?
drive. Well, yeah, they drives her to a cabin, and then like he takes the bag off, and she's like, "I didn't know you were picking me up tonight."
Yeah, I had to read that twice because I was like,
And then they bang.
I was like,
And
yeah,
it's-
what happened here? Oh, that
Yeah.
was
It's called
they were having fun.
consensual
Yeah.
non-consent.
Exactly. Yeah, and then
That's true. That's
yeah,
what
and
it's
clearly
called.
they're like they love each other and they're
Right.
very happy together.
They're injecting them some, excitement into their.
Yeah. And then at the end of
Relationship.
it, she ends up having gone. Like she disappears from that cab. That guy goes back to the cabin.
It's like trash.
Yeah, and the whole time he's like getting the guts up to propose to her, and so he goes back and
That part I actually liked. Like
Yeah.
they just had different scenes with him, and it's very he speaks very Hick-like, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes through all these different scenarios. Would you like to marry? No, and he never says, "Would you like to marry me?" Would you marry me? It's all something I forget. No, I don't have the book in front of me. But they're all really.
He's trying to say the same thing. It's a very charming way
Yeah,
of him
it's
like
cute.
being like
It's cute.
trying to he's
It's a different version of the line
Amongst
in each
all
panel.
the violence is him practicing.
yeah.
You know,
His
oh
speech.
yeah, married. What do you say we get married? I was thinking maybe you and I would get hitched. How about you and I get hitched? And he
It's-
keeps repeating it over and over.
Becky, it's you and me.
You and me. Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the country here.
I don't
Yeah.
speak Cook.
Yeah, so it was I don't know. Greg, what do you think?
I thought it was cool. It's a popcorn movie kind of level. It's it's enjoyable. I'll see what happens next. Seems
I think, for me, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Because we talk about a lot of things that are really interesting and like original and stuff, the stuff that's still fine or good or whatever that we might enjoy otherwise, like it's almost like our senses have been dulled. Where we're
Yeah.
just like, man, like that was so cool. I had to think so hard. Like it just got me thinking about these like thoughts, like existential thoughts or whatever, like really deep thinking. And then you come across something that's like drawn well and the story's fine. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about this. I'm like,
Yeah.
It is
It's not
drawn well,
bad.
though. I
It's
love
not
it.
bad.
It's drawn
And
just great.
That
Yeah.
cover's incredible.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
cover's
cover's
great.
really great. Yeah.
oh this scene right here with the
Yeah.
fog and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Even-
cover is
But it's
cool.
not just that. It's like this up here looks like a bottle of Southern Comfort, and then it's got the fleur de lis, which it denotes that it's in somewhere in Louisiana or the Bayou.
Yeah.
You know, the cover's great,
Yeah. I think the Moonshine cover is pretty cool too.
and the
It
back
is, yeah.
looks like a bottle.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like between these two, since they're both southern, like on this one, I think the cover's the best looking thing in there. Like the artwork, I think within Cannibal is fine. I actually enjoyed the art in Moonshine better than the art in Cannibal. Plus, the cover is like, I guess I like the understatement of it. It kind of reminds me of like that scene in Witness when Danny Glover and a couple of the bad guys at the end are like in full suits just coming up over the hill. It has nothing to do with the story in Moonshine, but it's just that image on the front cover of Moonshine reminds me of that.
There's something interesting about like people who are really nicely dressed being in a setting like that too, where they're outside and they're on like a hilltop or something. It just doesn't make any.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't. It doesn't jive. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
I
guys
guess
doing?
yeah.
And then they walk in there and we don't take too kindly to people. It's like a South Park episode.
For me,
Now, Jimbo, he ain't hurt nobody.
for me, it kind of the cover felt like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
like the black suits, with
Yeah.
white shirts, and black ties.
It's not
It was
Cleveland.
cool, but it was like, huh.
What's the guy in South Park, the redheaded guy that owns the bar? What's the bar?
Skeeter.
Skeeter. Not Skeeter. He ain't hurt nobody.
That's exactly what we don't take too kindly to people.
What do we have any? Does anybody get any metaphors or extra things that are being talked about in this?
I don't think it's that deep.
No.
I think that's exactly that's what I want to say before was that a lot of stuff we talk about is a little deeper than just what's happening on the page.
I think this is more. There's big ideas here, but there's no philosophy to those ideas.
right. Maybe there will be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, but
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not presenting those in the first issue, if you're not getting to something a little bit, or at least hinting at something, I don't even feel like this is hinting at anything. It's just kind of backwoods bullshit. Cannibal comes in. So I mean, what it is, it's not even a cannibal. It's like a zombie with a conscience. It's somebody who's compelled to fucking eat people, but is aware that eating people is not unhealthy and
So it should be called
detrimental.
It should be called unwilling cannibal.
Yeah, it should be called
okay.
like
Yeah.
unwilling
Wait,
cannibal
wait, wait.
or
So-
sentient zombie.
Good. We've got something here.
Yeah.
So, what if that scene of consensual non-consent regarding sexual is foreshadowing potential consensual non-consent regarding
so
cannibalism?
eating people? Oh,
yeah,
my God,
because that actually
that
came
does
up.
happen.
That happens.
Yeah.
Like, that happened in Germany. Germany ruled it like if you really want to die and if you
Yeah.
really want to sell your flesh,
Yeah.
and sign a contract,
Yeah.
and they had to rule on it, and they ruled it was legal because
Yeah.
they give the rights, and fine.
Yeah.
What if that happens?
Wow, I never
that
heard
would be
that.
interesting.
I didn't know that
That would put if the government, agreed to that, it would solve the problem, kind of, I guess, if you were.
Of Dan's fuck you rant.
Yeah. Right. Also that. Yeah.
Eat
Oh man,
them.
if you could just eat other people and they were dumb enough to say okay,
Yeah, really.
I mean, if we could figure out the whole mad human disease thing,
Eat the dumb.
I'd give it a shot. Yeah, eat the dumb. Eat the dumb. Well, that'll be the next. That's a hashtag. Hashtag dumb.
Hashtag eat the dumb.
That'll be on the back of the next shirts.
Yeah. So specifically, I guess I should have probably read or at least paraphrased this front page setup. 1994, a Category 5 hurricane swept through, caused a lot of damage, uprooted, created mosquito breeding ground, and it carried a disease. Some global medicine company created a treatment for that disease, but then that treatment had a side effect that created cannibals. Virus that causes victims to crave human flesh. Unlike zombies, these cannibals are everyday people just like you and I. They think, feel, and more importantly, have remorse. How will they go on if it means eating people to survive? We entered this world at the dawn of what could turn into a pandemic. News of outbreaks across the southeast have begun to trickle in.
Does it say that?
Oh, it's Florida town.
Does it say that they need,
yeah.
they need to eat people, or they're compelled to eat people?
They're compelled.
If it
Okay.
means
They're crave. It says virus causes its victims to crave human flesh.
I'd like to know whether or not if they actually have to eat people,
Yeah,
or if
really.
they're just really compelled to.
Yeah, I really want to eat filet mignon every day, but I don't.
I'll
Right.
read the last sentence of that paragraph is how will they go on if it means eating people to survive?
Right.
So
But there's a difference between survival and craving.
Well, but is that implying that actually that's
I don't know which one to believe because they're
Yeah.
both of those sentences are in the same paragraph, and you can, based on one or the other, you would interpret in different directions.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's unclear, I guess, from this paragraph.
yeah, really.
So they're saying in this tiny Florida town of Willow, no one has seen a cannibal yet. So that's the setup.
Yeah, I'd like to. Maybe it's intentionally vague. We're not sure if the people need it to survive, or if they're just really compelled to do it.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy seems really. I mean,
The beginning, he's really
he seems
hungry.
he can't help himself. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he does need to actually.
I think he's actually telling the kid to go back inside. Or
He does.
He does.
say
He
that.
does. He's like,
Yeah.
why did you come outside?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, well.
Still, I don't care enough.
As far as metaphors and stuff, I mean, it's tough because we're so far into Walking Dead, and by now we could draw parallels to metaphors and stuff, but by issue 1 you couldn't. So
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah,
if you're
that's
looking for zombies with remorse, Warm Bodies did it pretty well.
I
really,
think I just bought that movie. Actually, I haven't seen
It's
it yet.
it's well done. It's a good book.
I didn't. Well, I have the.
Oh, and the movie's good too.
Yeah, I haven't watched the movie yet.
Yeah, I really liked it, and you know I don't like zombies, but
Yeah.
I thought that it was a different take.
Well, and also the zombie is Nux,
Yes, it
which
is.
is awesome
Yeah, Yes.
from Mad Max.
And he's also a Beast.
Beast, yeah,
Yeah, next man.
yeah. What's his name?
Forget.
Thomas Holt.
He was
yeah,
he was
Nicholas
the little
Holt.
boy
Nicholas, sorry.
in About a Boy.
Yeah. He's great.
He's awesome. But no, it's a good movie and a good book. If you ever, not, especially if you're kind of a zombie hater like me, zombies actually have feelings, and how they go about rectifying the situation of communicating with people. So it's interesting. It is very well done. So been there, done that.
Okay. Anybody other ideas about this book?
You gonna read it?
And go around and you gonna read it, Chris? You gonna read it?
I'm going to say yes to this one. I really did like it. I think I liked it more than anybody else here.
Okay.
No,
Jeremy,
Yeah.
Greg.
If I'm being honest, I'd say probably wouldn't put the time into it.
Okay. Dan.
There's a no. I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'm not super. I mean, if somebody, once again, like the last one, if somebody else said something like, "Oh, that actually gets pretty good after the first couple," I'll go back to it, but I'm not going to go on my way.
Yeah.
I already have enough shit to read.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I do like the cover though, and I mean, it is a bottle because look, it has the shadow of the label from the front cover, and then
Yeah.
it has the government warning of alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, but just much like Cry Havoc, a good cover does not make a
Right.
comic book.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
The cover does not a good comic make.
indeed.
So, all right. I know Jared's been waiting to
Yeah.
talk about the next one.
Talking about Green
Fuck
Valley.
yeah.
Green Valley.
That's Green River. That's also good.
That's goddamn Green Dragon.
I don't know if that's any good.
Green Dragon, you fucking idiot.
That's a scary drug, if you ask me. This one is Image again.
Yep.
Max
Love the
Landis. Max Landis.
Max Landis, our friend Max. John Landis' son.
That's right. And he's creator, writer. And then Giuseppe,
Giuseppe.
and I can't say his last name.
What is it? Let's see here.
Camicoli.
Camicoli.
He drew that bitch.
All these Italians.
Yeah.
Giuseppe Capicola.
I resent
That's nice. Thank you. That sounds like I don't know,
Giuseppe Capicola.
that sounds like a Saturday Night Live character.
Exactly.
Sounds like he's friends with Father Guido Sarducci.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
This is my friend Giuseppe Capicola. That's Jerry. You want to sum it up?
I'm not like 100% sold on this book. I don't know. I hope everybody read it because I would like to see what
I think
everybody,
we all
did.
if everybody likes
I
it
did
or his
not.
perspective.
God damn it!
I didn't have time.
But it's a medieval, very typical medieval too.
Yeah.
And it starts out with like 4 warriors.
Yeah.
And they're almost myth-like.
Yeah.
And it starts with them just like laying waste to. Well, they don't lay waste to, but they like.
Defeat.
Yeah, they defeat one of the barbarians and then just sort of scare the rest of them off because
Yeah.
they are just like that badass. They're knocking arrows out of the sky and shit with their swords.
Yeah.
And then they go back to their village and then
Celebrate.
celebrate. And then those guys come back and
Right.
kick the shit out of their town
Yeah.
while they're sleeping because they're drunk and shit. And
Yeah.
Which is historically accurate because
yeah, probably.
that
go
being
down.
saying, English armies and historically European armies were used to meeting each other on the battlefield, whereas in barbarian tribes, whether they were Vikings, what have you, Goths, Visigoths, would pillage without warning. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, pillage without warning. So that's happened.
One of the things I liked about this book is the fact that like the warriors at the beginning are so badass and like cocky that they're just like bantering while they're
Oh, their
about
banter is the best part.
Max Landis is really good at banter.
That's what
And-
made it
He
for
is,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
It's just really great. And the book starts off with this like kind of lighthearted banter because they're like, yeah, we're not even worried about these guys. Like, just we're gonna like do something to scare them off. Whatever. Like, it doesn't matter.
How's my helmet?
Yeah, it's just them talking about
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that helmet looks so dumb on you. It's like, no, does it really?
Yeah.
Like, no, it looks
No, I was
fine.
kidding.
He's like, it's tiny,
Oh
isn't
no,
it?
it feels big.
And
I thought it was fucked up.
and they say, what do they call them? What's the Order of the Knights? They're called.
Oh, I forget.
Knights of Caledonia?
Is it Caledonia?
Isn't that a Muse song?
No, that's a different thing. No, that's Knights of
Sidonia.
Sidonia.
All right.
Isn't it Caledonia?
No, it's
He's close.
Yeah, he is.
he
I just
says-
forget.
I can't
where is
find it.
I'm trying to find
Isn't he announcing it during the feast?
Well, he says
Well, he announces it to the barbarian warlord. He's like,
Calodia.
oh,
Calodia.
Calodia.
They say together we are the Knights of Calodia, and then the barbarian says like, "You cannot fool me with lies. The Knights of Calodia are myths. They do not exist." And they're like, "No, seriously, we're like right here, dude. Like that's us, and you should go because we're gonna whip your ass real bad if you don't."
We're going to take your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, arrows out of the air.
Fucking
Just
take his ear
takes his
off.
fucking ear off, and he's like, "What the shit?"
He says like, "There's 3 of us here, and there's one guy you can't see, but he's like back there somewhere. So you should go because we'll take your ear first."
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then they get overconfident and they don't really let their defenses down, but these guys kind of sneak up on them and
Right.
fuck their shit up pretty bad.
Yeah. And they
Brutus
keep,
Gargus.
they keep showing like the love story between the one guy and like his what's going to be his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Well,
know
what
something
would
bad's
be
going to
his wife?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know something bad's going to happen to
Oh
her.
yeah, definitely.
And it does.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
she
you
gets
see it coming
fucking
from a mile
barbecued.
away, which is one of the things in the book that was kind of made me like, was this any good?
Yeah,
Because like that part of the story is just so predictable and stupid, and it was just like,
I like that there's kind of like some slightly deeper layers in this because there's like the interpersonal relationships between all the different characters, like especially the 2 main kind of warrior dudes.
that's solid. They do so many things in this book that most never get.
right. Right. Just
But
in one
the
issue.
simplest thing, like, they kind of fuck up.
Yeah. Like the regular story is kind of bland or whatever, but like
Yeah.
the rest of it, like the interpersonal things, are really cool. Like I like that whenever because the one guy's about to get married and his buddy's like, dude, like I'm happy for you, but like, you know, like I don't want us to stop doing this. Like we have a good like this is our thing, man. Like,
We're
we
like
have a
the
good
shit.
time.
We're the 4 Knights of whatever.
Yeah, like we're the dudes, and like now, like it's gonna be like me and like I mean the other guys are cool, but like you're my best friend. Like I don't want to lose you. You know, he's like, and he says like he's like I'm kind of jealous of her, and he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, because she gets to hang out with you all the time. And you're like, oh, that's
It's gonna be
nice
like
thing to
me and
say.
the drummer and the bass player. I mean, like,
yeah,
jamming's not gonna be the same. Like,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's I like that though, that whole because like everyone's had like a friend or at some point where you're like, oh, like we were really good friends, but like now you're doing the other shit, and now we don't get to hang out anymore really as much.
That
sucks.
to me was the most endearing part, or perhaps the only endearing part about this book, because otherwise the storyline, the trajectory is, I mean, it's everything you've seen before, but the interaction between the knights, the 4 knights of Calodia, that was like, oh, this is nice. It like has almost, not in the same way that Huck sort of had that lighthearted feel, but like in a way that's like, oh, okay, yeah, like I can relate to this, like having buddies, like you and your buddies. It's like, your friends.
And like and I like the change in because in the beginning, like the tone completely changes from the beginning. Like the beginning is super lighthearted and fun.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then at the end, you're like, wow, this is a lot darker than
Yeah,
I
it gets
started
real dark,
off
yeah.
as. Especially like when you see what happens to his wife, his like fiance or whatever.
And she's like
She's
cooked.
oh man, she's like cooked, but apparently she's not like quite dead yet. Like she's like full of arrows and cooked out. Like oh holy shit, that's brutal. Like and he's like he's clearly he's naked. He just like rolled out of bed and she was on fire apparently, which is like fucking brutal. And then you got to think like in the upcoming issues like. He's not going to be the same dude as he was before.
Yeah.
Because he was ready to like stop doing this.
Yeah.
So now he's probably going to be all kinds of fucked up, like in a bad way.
And what would be cool, and something I'd be totally willing to continue to read is if this turns into sort of a character study or like an interpersonal like dynamic study of like how like what tragedy does to friendship, you know, or what like how people come together under like really difficult circumstances, and putting that in the setting of, you know, the Dark Ages, like the mythological Dark Ages.
Yeah, this book is a great example of how writing can make you within one issue give a shit about some of the characters. Like I like like the characters. Like I like them. I feel like I understand them a little bit. I can relate to them. There are so many books we read where at the first issue, like maybe the last 2 books we talked about, you're like, well, this is fine or whatever. But you don't. I didn't connect to any of the characters. In the
I don't
last
give a
2.
fuck about anybody.
Right. You don't give any shits about it. You're like,
Cannibal
okay, well maybe
or Moonshine.
Right. You know,
No fucks.
Like, except for
Yeah, me either.
maybe the couple in Cannibal a little bit. Like that's a little bit endearing when he's like trying to figure out how to propose to her. Like that was almost to this level, but not quite.
Right, but you don't even know if like that dude's a scumfuck and his girlfriend is like a scumfuck.
Well,
It's
I don't think he is. Like she seems to like really care. Like she's like cooking him
yeah.
breakfast and like she's
Cannibal,
wearing his shirt
consensual,
and
not
stuff. It's like,
consent.
that's a little bit.
Right, no, I mean like completely aside from whatever sexual things they're into. Like aside from that, like who knows? Like it seems like everybody at this fucking bar where goddamn Cannibal was taking place, the majority of those people were just kind of like dim-witted fucking knuckleheads in the deep south. In the Moonshine, kind of the same way, but in fucking West Virginia.
Right.
And so this dude, I mean, if that's his family, that's his girlfriend. Like, I mean, I don't know, birds of a feather.
Right.
But this book is like, oh, these guys, I don't know.
Yeah. These dudes.
They're very likable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
totally.
Yeah. The writing's really good. The art's great too.
Yeah, the artist.
The art is very clear,
Yeah.
which is nice because you never get confused about what's going on the page.
Right.
It's like, is that a shadow? What the?
No.
So what the fuck? Like it's so easy to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did anybody read the thing at the end?
I did.
I did not.
We have no clue.
I
what's in store
usually
for
don't
us.
read. Like when I see like
Oh, you know, I did
that
briefly,
much
yeah.
text, like a whole page of text. I'm like, fuck that, I'm reading that.
I read part of it.
But
He says we have no idea.
yeah, the writer explains that it's going to go to crazy places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
makes seem like it's like a typical story, but it's definitely not going to be.
Right.
That's the part that was in like the first couple paragraphs where he's like,
You might
"This
think
is
you
a
know where
thing
this
we
is
put
going.
together. We don't know where it's going,
Yeah.
so there's no
No,
way."
no. They know where it's going. What he says is
I thought he
We
said
don't.
you might think you know where it's going, but you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was saying like we put this on paper and we had no idea where it was going.
You said you only read that first bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if you would have, so at the end he says you think you know where this is going, you don't. This is going to get crazy from here
Yeah.
on out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So I have
yeah, I dig it too.
two
It also
comments.
says that he researched a lot of things to
Yeah.
make sure that he hadn't come up with something that somebody else had done before.
Yeah.
And so I wonder what the hell that's going to be. We haven't seen really any of that.
Yeah.
So Brutus, the barbarian guy, he has no irises. It's creepy. He has no eyes. And if
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
noticed that too. I was like,
I don't
Ninja
know
Turtles, man.
If any of you guys are
White
really
eyes.
familiar, he looks almost exactly like Shan Yu from Mulan.
Oh, he does look.
Yeah.
But
He has no eyes either.
Yeah.
And the only other comment I had about this, besides that I generally like it, is that I'm interested if this is going to be kind of like an Arthur Pendragon kind of thing. Because what next issue? And then came a boy.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Interesting.
Oh, maybe his like prospective wife was pregnant and gave birth to a kid. And now it like
No,
fast-
she died. I think she died before that.
No, she was young, like pretty young, I think. They were, yeah. I don't, and the kid in that picture looks like he's,
Teens.
about to be a teenager.
There's no way to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Fair enough.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I like it.
I do too.
So, anybody, any other thoughts about this?
No, I dig it. This is solid. It was a good. You're looking for a kind of a pick me up, kind of rally the troops, or like rally the troops inside of you.
Yeah.
Maybe reconnect with some old friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It had that kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Left me in a good mood, even though it was sad at the end.
Yeah.
It left me.
Yeah,
left me in a good mood.
the camaraderie in the middle. Like,
Yeah.
really, I like that a lot.
I like that too.
Yeah,
The banter.
yeah, the banter's great. Max Landis is good at that. I'm not sure if he would be cool to hang. We should get him on the show. Max, you want to come on the show? Talk to us about your shit, man. We enjoy it. Like
Come banter with us.
American Alien was really cool. I love that, and this is pretty cool too. So you should come on. Talk to us. Tell us about this and your dad's movies and shit. So, thumbs up, thumbs down, Chris.
I didn't read it. It kind of sounds like Max Landis writing Game of Thrones fan fiction.
A little
the way
bit,
that you
yeah.
described it. That's not a bad thing by any means
No.
whatsoever. It would be interesting. So I am going to read it because I haven't read it yet.
Yeah,
I'll read more.
yeah,
Yeah, I like this one.
yeah. Greg,
I'm interested.
yeah, Daniel,
Absolutely, at least one more. I want to see where this is going.
yeah. I agree. I will definitely pick up another one of these, and see where it goes from here.
One of the close-up panels looked like it reminded me of like an anime thing, like it was somebody's eye.
Oh,
And-
I just
and,
saw it. It was the
someone
bad
on the
guy,
left.
right?
No, it was
No,
earlier, yeah, like
it's
somewhere in the
it's
middle.
a strip.
It was
Yeah, it's like a super close.
during the fire part.
yeah, and
Like right.
and you see like the glimmer in their eye and like just the way it kind of zooms in, almost looks like there's motion to it, but there's not, obviously. Anyway, it just reminded me of some of the anime stuff that I've seen, and then I thought, oh right, so like
there, right here.
no, it was on the left. Here.
Oh.
Right here. Yeah, so like seeing that,
Yep.
it's just,
Oh yeah, it is. That's very anime like.
yeah, it's during the whole fire scene with the village burning and stuff. I guess it's a little bit more than halfway through the book.
Yeah.
And then I thought, all right, okay. So whenever I want, so like there's a movie, Ninja Scroll is one of the anime. There's only like a handful, like half dozen anime movies that I've seen and that I liked. Ninja Scroll is one where it's like set back in time and it like it has that mythology to it where there's a little bit of supernatural stuff. Some of the antagonists in there are these big burly forces, like this barbarian that represents himself at the end. And there's also like layers of humor in there too. But I don't know. So yeah, it kind of, I was having trouble placing it until just a minute ago what it reminded me of, and it's that. So, and I like that movie a lot. So I don't know. I have nothing but at least decently warm things to say about it. So that's good.
Nice. All right. So yeah, we're all gonna get the next issue of this. And I don't think there's anything else. I think it looks like at least half of our people are about to die. So I think we could probably end this episode. We already. Shout out again to Pat Olive, who was here earlier today.
Yeah,
it was a previous episode, or maybe even 2 episodes, because that was a really long. We talked to him for a while, so it might be 2 episodes.
It's going to be a two-parter.
Yeah, it'll be probably a 2-parter. Yeah. So if you're listening to this, you already know that. That was out before this. But anyway, thanks to Pat for coming by. He was really awesome.
Yeah, he seemed receptive. We talked to him about him signing Dan's baby.
Yep. He'll see. Yeah. Where he's going to sign Dan's baby for him.
Permanent ink.
Yep.
With the tattoo machine.
Yes. Yes.
He's gonna look fucked up when he gets old.
So yeah,
Tattooing babies is legal, I think.
Is it?
No, fuck no.
There's no way you can tattoo a baby.
I don't know, man. I don't have any
I don't
babies,
know,
and I don't
man.
have any tattoos.
What's the age
Like
limit then?
You can pierce babies' ears. I think
That's
it's
a good point.
Same thing.
That's
Equally
fair.
permanent.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know. Like, I think you can go to jail for like feeding your baby chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, no,
depends on who's tattling on you. You know.
Not really.
I want to
Don't
be
fucking
a tattoo
tattle.
baby artist. That sounds like something that.
That sounds like something I want to put on my passport.
I mean, yeah.
You have to size them up, see like how they're potentially going to grow. You know, so you can like whatever you do, you have to make it so that they grow into the tattoo.
Yeah, so it stretches.
Yeah, so it stretches out the right
Jesus
way.
Christ.
I would
You
be so
can't.
mean to it. I'd be like, are you sure you want to do this? This baby's really ugly. You're not doing it any favors. I know nobody's told you this. Your baby's so ugly.
Yeah, but the baby's ugly. You're at least making it into a conversation piece.
it's already a conversation.
if I tattoo a
if
baby
you have an
anywhere,
ugly
I
baby.
definitely this is a professional opinion. I'd go with a face tattoo. Yeah, I'd start the baby out with a good face
A
tattoo.
face tattoo of a paper bag.
Yeah, we're gonna start it out.
I don't like kids, everybody. Big fucking shocker. I'm gonna go.
All right, so that's the end of this one. We'll go back around the table. Everybody say goodbye. Chris,
Goodbye.
Becky,
Bye.
Never
J-Man,
did this before. Bye.
Greg,
Until next time.
Daniel.
I don't have to say goodbye because I'll see you at your mom's house.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
So we
Making pancakes.
well this
Tattooing baby face.
I'm gonna tattoo your baby's face.
That's
Praise
my-
be Allah.
Allah Akbar. So I don't know
That's
what's going
a tweet
on.
right there. I'm a hashtag. Jesus Christ.
All right, so find us at grownuphumans.com. I should say that not drunkenly. grownuphumans.com. You can find us at epicastnetwork.com. iTunes, YouTube, Facebook at grownuphuman comic people, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram at grownuphumans. That's it, and that's all. Have a lovely evening. Good night.
Pásalo.
It's proficiency.
No.
Every fucking time, Dan. God damn it.
You gotta cut his mic first before we do that.
People! Grown-up human comic people!
Epicast.